Beats Planet.
Yo, what's happening? Part 2. I wasn't even gonna do this. I was tired and kind of sleepy. Ate a little bit. Da, boom, boom, boom. Could be playing Far Cry 5, but I got a podcast to do at 8 with Niners Radio. Then I got a podcast at 9:30 with Packers Radio Talk. Something. I'll drop those links. But since I'm waiting on 8 Central, might as well kill some time. Let me minimize here. Boom. Let's see who's in here. Scroll that thing. Matt West, what's happening, fam? You first, in case you ain't know. Ant, what up? Josh, Cornelius, SEAL Team Lee, every day. What's happening, man? Adam Hall, Brazilian time. Waiting on the D-line rankings anxiously. Yeah, we'll see. See how I feel about that. David, Josh, Sean Carter, Vach, you on the YouTube stream grind today. Salute. I'm grinding a little bit. Amber with the crush on Vach Lombardi. What's up, sweet? How you doing? Zach been waiting on O-line. Let's run it. Amber's eyes. Let's discuss that. Amber's eyes are amazing. You ought to see them in real life. Ravens need to go tackle. What's good, Vach? What up, Mike? Josh, Zach, Ron, Ngari. Is that a Nigerian name? Ngari. Brando Jorge from Brazil. What's happening, fam? Salute to you. Zach, 10K shots. You back at it again. My man Waldo Rodriguez. What's up, bro? Eddie Clemens back. That's one of my SEAL team captains right there. He back like bra straps. Robert Strickland up in here. Jalen up in here. Michael Battle up in here. I think that'll be all. Anyone want to take Vosh on a day? First, $100. Patreon pitch. Y'all shut the hell up, man. Anyway, Dom O says, "Sup, Vosh? I'm a rookie to your channel. Welcome to the congregation. Welcome to being one of my constituents. I don't like to use the word fans. Fans should be reserved for important people. Or people that follow important people. I'm just a YouTube guy. Y'all my fam. Y'all the homies. Y'all my audience. Y'all my constituents. Y'all SEAL team. Y'all stream gang. Notification squad. Y'all all that. You know what I mean? So, earlier I did the wide receiver rankings. Day before that, or a little bit before that, I did quarterback rankings. But I just dropped my O-line rankings on Twitter. I ain't think people really cared about O-line rankings, so I'll see what these numbers do. I had a feeling that people wouldn't care about O-line rankings, so I kind of kept this thing, on Twitter. I didn't really, do it in video form, but we'll see how these views do. If I don't get good views on this, I'll never trust y'all again. Ever. But y'all want to talk O-line, we'll talk O-line. I'm not gonna do a now wait a minute, Sean Carter. Whoa. Sean Carter say, "Welcome to the SEAL team." He ain't SEAL team yet. He ain't even platinum yet. He ain't even Super Saiyan ass whoop yet. But he is a part of the constituency. Okay? It takes a lot to be SS ass whoop. It takes a lot to be top tier. It takes a lot to be platinum. It takes a bunch to be SEAL team. Lordy, Michael Jordy. It takes a lot to be SEAL team. But it's all good, though. We welcome Dom with open arms. I still have to get jumped in. Yep. Anyway, where's my OBS? Here we go. Let me just do this. Last time I did like a reveal top 15, but this notepad app is really stupid to me. So we're not gonna get into that this time, because if anything deletes while I'm doing, I'm gonna get real pissed off, angry, mad. You know what I'm saying? And we're not gonna go there. So since this list has been out for a couple days, what I'm electing to do is I'm putting the list up here. And this might be a short stream because, like I said, I got another podcast to do at 8. This is my stream, and I'm going to simply open up the dialogue from here, okay? So instead of counting down, I might just shortly tell y'all why I feel like people are in certain places, and we can get straight to the phone calls if you want to. If you want to call into the show, the number is 515-739-1285, access code 309-104. If y'all want to call in and we can run it for the cardio. You know what I'm saying? Super chats are always welcome. I might be in the chat box if we don't have much commotion. But then if this show ain't like lit like that, I'll just cut the stream off and go play Far Cry. You know what I mean? It's just that some people wanted to open the dialogue for offensive line. Well, here's y'all's opportunity to to come talk offensive line. Okay? So let me pop out the chat box like I've done in the past so I can minimize this big ass here. I'm going to open up OBS. I'm going to drag that sumbitch to the right. I'm going to keep my phone lines there. Nobody's on them yet. I'll cut this bitch off. 515-739-1285, 309-104 is your access code. It's on the screen. It's in the description. Far Cry is amazing so far. Far Cry is looking like the best one in the series so far. But hey, that's just me. My phone beeping. Let's see what's going on. All right, so let's jump into this. Hey, I try to be accessible, man. I try to answer everybody's question, but y'all, please don't jump in the inbox with like 3 paragraphs. I don't feel like reading that. Trickshot says I love offensive linemen. Likewise. Do you think the Cowboys could wait and draft Billy Price? Nah, we need guys today. What's up, Vosh? Winner, Hernandez, second best. There you go. Amber says she's platinum. You might be a little more than that, sweetie. We'll see. I don't know. What about SEAL Team? About to add. Yes, Edward Clemens, you have clearance to add SEAL Team to your bio. Go ahead, sir. Hey, Vosh, I played defensive end. I'm a sophomore in high school. If I link a game of film when you break it down, hell nah, but I'll look at it and give you feedback. I can't throw you on the channel. You think you are, man? Think you Bradley Chubb fan? But I will take a look and give you constructive feedback. I hope you start. James Daniels, number 4. I love James Daniels. Okay, so y'all ain't got much. Somebody get Carolina Pimp to call in. Yes, Amber, I'm playing Far Cry 5 on PS4. They got co-op and they have multiplayer, so we can run it for the cardio if you need to. Man, Far Cry multiplayer is so dope, fam. It's like, they got this create your own map deal, and nerds on the internet have a lot more time than I do. You know what I mean? So they create these maps. So what they'll do is they'll take like the Last of Us map, or they'll take a PUBG map, or they'll take the first level of Metal Gear Solid, and they'll make that thing a map, and you can shoot it out in Far Cry throughout the map creator. It's so dope. They got Andy's room on like Toy Story. Like they got like the whole toys setup or whatever. Like fire. Anyway, that was just y'all asking questions. That was a little Voucher's voice for you. Let's jump into some calls real quick. Hopefully I ain't got to explain too much to y'all. Hopefully we agree and we don't have to fuss and scream about nothing. Zach, what's happening?
Not much. How are you, man?
Cool. I can tell by that laugh that you're prepared to fuss and scream. What you got for me, sir?
No, actually, I just have a bunch of questions.
Well, let's run it. Let's run it for the cardio.
All right, so for Billy Price, are you grading him as a guard or a center?
I'm grading him as the number 2 center.
All right. So, what do you like about James Daniels more than Billy Price?
I think Billy Price has a balance issue. Now you can definitely fix that. It's just that Billy Price is strong, but he doesn't play very strong. He plays with a lot of lean, like his shoulders get over his knees a bunch. So when Billy travels, you know, whether it be second level, whether it be screen, whether it be pulls, he doesn't use his base and his trunk. That's his hips and ass, but he's a man, so I didn't want to say hips and ass. He doesn't use his base and trunk to move people. He leans, grabs, then uses his base and trunk. So if he miss, he may end up stumbling. His hand placement could be a little better. He gets kind of tall once he gets to moving a lot. However, I like him in the pass game. He just needs a little bit more control in the run. But what I like about James, oh Lordy, James put the nipple on the titty as far as technique. Now James could be stronger. And I'm gonna say that about a lot of guys. I feel like James could be stronger. Ragnow could be stronger. Billy Price could control his strength a little more. I mean, I'll talk about other guys as we go. But as far as technique, he's technique, great feet, great hand, hat on hat guy. And I think he does that better than what Billy Price does. Like, I just think James is a lot more solid and he's a lot more top tier with his technique. He's not the nasty guy I want, but he is super technique assassin guy. I like James Daniels in that way, opposed to the few things that Billy Price does wrong. But I do really like Billy Price.
Okay, yeah, I'm the same way. I actually like Billy Price a lot. I've noticed in the film study, he does overextend a lot. He really does lead with his head, and he's imbalanced. But, you know, I love the big, strong, nasty guy, too. And that's why I have Billy Price over James, even though James Daniels is, like, technically super proficient. But Billy Price he gets it done.
Yeah, 100%. 100%. It's been plenty times where I feel like the Iowa guards have been terrible, but based on, like James moves so well, he recovers and saves people. You know what I mean? Like, if you're a zone run team, oh my God, please go get James Daniels, bro, because like his outside zone stuff, his movement, his down blocks, like he gets there. Every single block you need him to make, he can get a hat on a hat. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, man, he's not super whoop your ass guy. That's Will and Quenton up there. That's Crosby. You know what I'm saying? But he's very, very solid once he gets his hands on you, but he almost always puts hands on you. He always gets to his landmark.
Gotcha. All right, so my next question is, and this really applies to all position groups, do you really take into account like intangibles and mean and nasty and physical? Like, do you take that into account, or do you just do everything technique and film?
100%. And before I continue, like, hey y'all, this is y'all's opportunity to use my O-line acumen to its full potential. Okay, like, this is O-line talk. I'm O-line guy. Let's talk O-line, because O-line don't really get a lot of views. My Isaiah Wynn only got 5,000 views. That's ridiculous. It should be in the 12 somewhere with Landry and them. So this is y'all's opportunity to get talk out of me. Now, like you were saying, as far as intangibles, mean, nasty, you know, type of player. That's why I have Hernandez ranked over Wynn. Like, I really like Wynn technically, and Wynn ain't no slouch. Like, you know, people think just because Wynn is a technical assassin that he's not, you know, nasty or strong. He's very strong, but he's not physically imposing in a way that Quenton and Hernandez is. Now, just because Quenton and Hernandez are physically imposing, that doesn't mean that they have bad feet. They show that they have great feet. But man, it just, my preference is something special about an offensive lineman imposing their will, whether it be a big man, he's moving from point A to point B beyond his free will, or he's getting out in space whooping some little dude. I love to see Will Hernandez get his hands on linebacker, safeties, and corners, because he makes them pay. If he moves people, like there was this one play versus Army, got his hand on some linebacker that had been pissing him off all day, and Will wanted to put this dude on his back so bad, and he drove him 1,000 feet. And he just wouldn't get on his back. You know what Will did? Since he wouldn't get on his back, Will just shoved him down and put him on his stomach. He just put him face down. He wanted him on the ground regardless. I love that. That's imposing. That's nasty. That's ass whoop. You can't buy that.
Right, but like what I mean is when you're grading and when you're ranking and you're going through this process, do you put a lot of value on the intangibles, or is that just
One,
kind of like the
one,
nipple on the titty, like you were saying?
100%. I put that as a part of my criteria. You know, like I said, Will Hernandez and Isaiah Wynn, they're preference guys, and to me, they were really close in my rankings. But hey, Miss Tasha, 23 beautiful Larry, what's up, babe? But what made me put Will over Isaiah in my ranking and my criteria, I added the nastiness. That was a part of my system. It's in there somewhere. Like there's balance, there's hand placement, there's strength, there's technique, there's footwork, there's nasty ass whoop. You know what I mean? It's right there in my
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So yes, sir, I do.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. And I guess my last question is, what were the knocks you had on McGlinchey? Like what were the negatives you had on him?
You know what? And let me say this: when I dropped my film session on Facebook, a lot of people thought I was hating on Mike McGlinchey just because he's ranked number 7 or whatnot. It's just that the first 6 guys I really like. You know what I'm saying?
Agreed.
But you know, Mike is solid. Mike can pass block. Mike can run block. I don't think Mike is exceptionally great at anything, but he is a really solid, pretty good all around player. I think when he's comboing with Quenton Nelson, my God, he makes a lot of money there. He makes a lot of money right there. But you know, I think he's a better pass blocker than anything. And you know, people ask, you know, if you know, would you put him at right tackle if you don't think he's a starting left tackle? I'm starting to defeat that narrative because you kind of need 2 great tackles because you know Joey Bosa lines up over the right guy, Vaughn lines up over the right guy, Khalil lines up over that dude. You know what I mean? So you kind of need 2 good tackles. So it's either you can play tackle or you can't. There's no, you're not good enough to play left, just go play right. So, you know, Mike has got to improve to, you know, whatever. But he's solid, though. He's cool, but he ain't great.
Agreed. All right. Well, I appreciate letting me talk and not cutting me off this time.
No, this is the very early portion in the episode. If we get to about 7:45, that's when I start cutting people off. But thanks for calling, Zach. Salute.
Yep. Thanks, Bosh.
Yep. We got some callers, but we gonna get Jalen on the phone because he's a platinum caller and he's bound to say some silly shit. I'm willing to bet 9 times out of 10 he's gonna bring up his Frank Ragnow over Billy Price conversation. What up, Jalen?
Bro, like, hey, you hit it on the head, man. I love the list. The only guys I would switch is Ragnow and Price.
Okay,
I mean, because it feels like I just don't know about a guy who just whiffs that often. Like, I don't know, man. I'm not as big on Price as everybody else seems to be.
Price is good, and it's not like he's whiffing. It's not like he's missing. He's just over. I wish I had better vocabulary. He not over because I like over aggressive. He's just like I said. His shoulder pads are getting over his base. So you know when he attacks people, he's leaning over. You know what I mean? But if somebody can manipulate that, they can slap his hands down. They can use his momentum against them. They can step back. He will fall down because he's trying to overcompensate. But Billy Price is stronger than that. You know what I'm saying? Like he's strong enough to where he doesn't have to overcompensate to move somebody. Just, drop your butt, lift up your chest, tuck them elbows and push and you'll be fine. You don't have to lean into people.
Yeah, and then I also want to talk about Connor Williams a little bit. I mean, do you think he's an NFL tackle?
100%.
You think he's got great movement and length? Because it seems like he may link a little bit, and sometimes it feels like he's super mechanical when he's, getting into his, trying to get kicks to get his depth and, his depth.
He's definitely a better run blocker than pass blocker. I will give you that. But based on his 2016 tape, I have no problem taking Connor Williams as the top tackle. Now, can you play him at guard? 100% you can. But I think he can play tackle. His steps can get a little short and choppy. You can fix that. But once he gets hands on you, that's when he can recover, reset his base, and drop his butt and fix it all over again. A lot of people can't do that. Like, he has a lot of knee bend. Like, he's really flexible in his hips. You know what I'm saying? So he can really, how can I explain this? Like, if I was to kick set Let me look at my camera. Let me look myself in the camera to see if I can explain this the right way. Okay, like if you're a stiff offensive lineman like Jalen or so, and you had to lean in one direction, he probably can't get under somebody coming over. You know what I mean? A lot of people have to, they'll go back then over, right? Connor, if you're wide on Connor, as long as he can get hands on you, he can dip and get up under you laterally, sideways. You know what I'm saying? Like he can recover in that way. Now I always say, in order to recover, you gotta lose. Whatever, so be it. He does have quick feet, even though they're short and choppy sometimes. They are quick. So all you got to do is say, "Yo, Connor, just get depth with your kick, and you'll be okay." Because there is evidence of Connor kicking with depth. He just loses his technique with that sometimes.
Yeah, man. Like I said, I agree with the list, Muffin. Man, we haven't talked about it, me and you, a lot, but man, how good is Quenton Nelson, man? He is fantastic. Am I right? Like, this dude, I feel like he could be an all-pro year one. You know what I mean?
Quenton Nelson is amazing. If I had to pick a flaw with Quenton Nelson, it might be like moving to the second level after pulling. Like when you pull on counter, sometimes you could either kick the end out, you can run powers and wrap to the front side guard or something like that. You can log guys. It gets a little iffy with that. Isaiah Wynn has a better feel for his wide movement, but as far as if you're going to be like in a power scheme, now he can be zone guy, but if you're in a power scheme, you have no problems with Quenton Nelson.
He's almost perfect.
He's almost perfect for a power scheme. Zone scheme, he can get it done, but power scheme, oh my God, just get out of here.
Oh yeah,
get out of here.
I know, man.
It's like he has great hand strength. You know what I'm saying? Once he gets hands on you, he doesn't let you go. It's like Quenton Nelson is so good, he can quick set everybody. And you'll stop,
exactly,
and you get stoned at the line of scrimmage immediately. In case you don't know what that means, you know how Orlando Brown kind of got to kick and kind of got to get his arms on people and kind of got to run that circle? We rarely see Quenton Nelson run the circle because everybody gets stopped at the line of scrimmage. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, man. I love Quenton Nelson, man. And I think we have two generational prospects in the same draft. I think Barkley and Nelson are like two of the best players at their positions I've ever seen, man.
I agree. I think Quenton Nelson is the best player in this draft.
Hey, man, thanks for the call, Butch.
Okay, me and Jalen ain't fussed today. Salute to you, sir. Boy, I'm dropping these gems today, boy. I get to talk offensive line, boy. I'm in my bag today, man. Woo! Watch way better than NFL Path to the Draft. You know. Something I learned about the NFL, bro, just watching them, they assume you don't know football. Like, they don't give y'all enough credit for being smarter than what you really are. You know what I mean? And I don't like that shit. I'm just going to speak to y'all as football fans. I'm not going to get super jargony, I'm not going to hit you with a empty left B-bird motion 36 fly sweep. I'm not going to hit you with that. I'm not going to say nothing like that, nothing jargony. But I will speak upon player technique, and I will talk football with you and assume you know. I don't think y'all stupid. Y'all watch football. Y'all watch film. We're draft guys. I'm sure we know some shit. And if it's anything that y'all don't know, feel free to stop me. Call me, super chat me. Yo, Vash, you said this. What does this mean? I will gladly explain to you what I'm saying. But these Path to the Draft guys, these four-letter networks, these NFL network guys, man, they pretend like y'all not smart. And there ends up being like a language barrier almost, and they just end up saying some dumb shit, but whatever. Okay, Steven Benzick dropped a dime piece in the super chat. He said, "Hey Vash, if you was the Bears, would you draft Nelson or Win? Go Bears. Win, Bears, go." Okay, go zone. Okay, win Bears. Okay, no matter what the scenario, no matter what the offense, you draft Quenton Nelson. I wouldn't say Isaiah Wynn is a better zone blocker than Quenton Nelson because Quenton Nelson can move. I feel like Quenton Nelson got the juice to be able to move anybody and to get to anybody. It's just that I think Wynn is slightly better with his feet, with his movement. But as far as, okay, for example, if you ask your left guard to short pull and block the 3-tech on the other side, right? Isaiah Wynn would get there perfectly and move him a yard or two. Quenton Nelson would get there, but he'll move him 8 yards. That's pretty much my argument with that. You see what I mean? So even though Isaiah's movement, in my opinion, because Isaiah's movement is top tier, even though Isaiah's movement is technically better in my opinion, I take Quenton Nelson all day, every day. Because Quenton Nelson can move too, but Isaiah can't move people like Quenton move people. It's different. It's different. You know how in my film session for Isaiah Wynn, you know how whether it be Oscar from Oklahoma or 41 from Kentucky, he still had to kick to get depth and get hands on him. Quenton Nelson takes a quick set, grab those dudes, and they stop moving. Like, it's scary. It's terrifying. You know what I mean? So we ain't even, we don't even want to put that energy out in the atmosphere, man. Jeremy Allison says, I don't like Josie Jewell. I like Josie Jewell. I just don't like him as a first, second, or third round prospect. That's all. You can like fourth round picks. It's okay. I just think people overrated him. But we're talking about offensive line today. I'm surprised Orlando Brown is so low. You shouldn't be. But he's always been low to me. People, before the video got blocked by the NFL YouTube Illuminati, I actually had an Orlando Brown film session out. That's why I tell people to go ahead and watch stuff and not wait and hold it in their watch later folder because it could go away one day. Orlando Brown I've been apprehensive about him for a while because I don't like slow-footed, big but not strong offensive linemen. Never liked it. No level. And that's what Orlando Brown is. He's very slow-footed. He's a very... Man, to be that big and slow-footed, you at least got to be nasty, man. But that's not the case. But he's really long, and he gets hands on people, and he recovers really well. But like I said, in order to recover, you got to lose. And he's not even a great recovery guy. He just got a great wingspan, and he just gets in people's way. The NFL bumps everything up one level, so that's rough. Vach would own Kuiper like Holiday owning Damian. Explain. If the Vikes went, if the Browns went Nelson at 4, can he play tackle? You don't want Nelson playing tackle. Keep him where he at. Keep him where he at. Nelson can play tackle. He just wouldn't be amazing. All right, cool. Let's. Kobe Navarre is in the building. What's happening? All right, let's get into the phones then. Let's get back into the phones. Let's see. Line blowing up, 612. Who this?
This is Quenton.
What up, Quenton Nelson?
Nope.
Oh shit. Okay, not Quenton Nelson. What up, bro? What you got for the show?
Yeah, I just want to start off by saying I'm not too impressed with Colton Miller. Watching some UCLA and then just watching Josh Rosen tape.
I agree. Colton Miller is trash. I mean, he has upside because he's athletic, but he ain't ready right now. He's not ready at all right now, but I feel you. Go ahead.
Yeah, and then a question I had, or a couple questions I have. So, should the Cardinals go QB in the first round or offensive lineman?
I ain't got a good answer, fam. I would imagine Sam Bradford shouldn't be your answer at all. Plus, I would say that if Sam Bradford is your quarterback and you need offensive line help, that could be problematic as a whole anyway. So, yeah, go get a quarterback or get an offensive line and keep Sam Bradford. Either one of those would work.
Well, I'm actually a Vikings fan, and it's funny because Bradford was from the Vikings. He just came there, and so ideally, I want the Vikings to get Hernandez, Wynn, Williams, or McKinley. But I don't think they're going to get a chance to actually get him. So I think they're going to go earlier than the Vikings pick. So I was wondering if they should take James Daniels or Billy Price in the end of the first round, or they should trade back in the early second round. Let's say Lamar Jackson is dropping, and let's say the Giants want to come and grab him because they drafted Barkley in second overall. They want to get two playmakers. Should they get Frank Ragnow and Braden Smith in the second round.
Braden Smith's cool. You know, I have my reservations about Braden Smith, but my thing about this draft. Let me pull my list up so I can get an idea of what we're looking at. If you don't get player 1 through 8, it's a huge drop off between them and the rest of them. Let me say it again. Player 1 through 8, all those guys are starters to me. 9 through 15 are cool. But if you stuck with one of them, you know what I'm saying? So if you really need a guard, I would go number 1, number 2, number 3. James can play guard. Connor can play guard. You know what I'm saying? I would get one of those guys and just move on. Let's not play the maybe get one later game with offensive line, because to be fair, the Minnesota Vikings second round pick, that's at the end of the second round too, I'm assuming, unless y'all moved up.
Yep.
If that's at the end of the second round too, you might get stuck with somebody you really don't want. So if you really want to fix that offensive line, you go get one now. And since you drafted Pat Elflein last year, I would get another young offensive line to pair with him and make this thing special. But that's just me. That's just me.
Yeah, Billy Price would be pretty fun having him next to his old teammate.
So you want 2 centers on your offensive line?
No, we play Price at guard, I think.
Oh,
and keep Elflein at center.
I think Price is a better center than guard, but I feel you. What else you got? What else you got for the show?
Well, that's pretty much it. But thanks for your time.
All right, Quenton Nelson, thanks for calling in, man. Appreciate you. Doski Woski, brother. Oh, man, that's funny. That's funny. That man named Quentin. Ragnow sucks. 5th round guy to me, in my opinion. That's rough. I hate you got to be like that. Gets pushed back into the quarterback too much. I can make an argument that getting pushed backwards, you can effectively block somebody by getting pushed backwards. As a former offensive lineman, I've effectively blocked people while getting pushed backwards. That's not my business though. Let's see. Kobe Navarre, you saying what's up, Vach? You been here. Why you just not saying what's up? What's wrong with you? I hear a lot about Austin Corbett. Is he any good? I like Austin Corbett. He didn't make this list though. My whole thing about Austin Corbett is he's great once he gets his hands on you. But he doesn't always get his hands on people. So that's my problem. So all he has to do is improve getting his hands on people. He likes to move around and, yo, Vach, you can eat on the camera. We family. That's what I'm talking about, man. We family. Yeah, I can eat on the damn. That's what I'm talking about. If you notice about Austin Corbett, and you can go back and watch it, he's very imposing once he gets his hands on you. But like I said, he has to get his hands on you. That's why hand placement is so important. That's why getting in position is very important. That's why getting hats on hats is very important. Lock up and engage first. You know what I mean? All these top few or so guys, they pretty good once they get their hands on you, but they're good at getting hands on you. I think that's what Austin Corbett has to do. So that's something he can work on. Let's bring in another call. Orlando Brown is a beast. No Heisman without Orlando Brown. How about Baker is responsible for his own Heisman? What are we talking about here? 972, what's happening?
Hey, what's up, man? This is Tyrone from Irving, Texas, man.
Doski Woski, Tyrone, you coming to the draft?
I probably ain't coming to the draft, man, but, I'm be in the area.
You in Irving, it's free. You might as well come through the draft, man. Yeah, you might as well.
Don't they have to do, like, the little selection thing where you got to get online and then
That's if you're gonna be inside the stadium, but they gonna have the big TV on the outside. It's gonna be a party on the outside, fam. Might as well come through.
Hey, you said you're gonna be out there with Mark Holmes, right?
I'm gonna be out there with Mark Holmes, Law Nation, Fuster King, Okoye, all those guys gonna be out there.
I might have to check y'all out, man. I might have to check y'all out. But hey, I wanted to kind of divert the conversation a little bit, not too much, man. But I want to know, man. Everybody, okay, Dallas is a running team, right? Running team, you want to get Will Hernandez in the first round, and I understand that. But as far as wide receiver, as opposed to running back, why are we not trying to focus on getting another running back when we only have Ross Smith and Zeke?
Because we got 7 rounds to get a running back. If you want to get
You got 7 rounds.
if you want to get a third running back, I mean, use one of them 7s or get an undrafted guy. We got Zeke and Ross Smith. We shouldn't have to draft a guy.
Okay, but let's say Zeke get hurt. Let's say Zeke gets out for any reason. He was out since the end last year. Okay, so do you trust Ross Smith enough to carry the load, or do you just want to throw the season away again?
If Zeke gets hurt, it's going to be the same thing that happens if Aaron Rodgers gets hurt, or if Deshaun Watson gets hurt, or if David Johnson gets hurt, or if Odell Beckham gets hurt. It's just part of the game, fam. We just got to hope Zeke don't get hurt.
I'm not comfortable with just hoping that Zeke don't get hurt, man. I think we need to get another formidable running back like New Orleans had last year. They had 2 formidable running backs, and they had a tandem where you could run. You could run your first running back, or you could run your second running back, and they could hold down the load.
New Orleans,
I believe in Ross Smith.
Well, New Orleans had the luxury to do so, but
they got Breeze.
You know what I'm saying? But if Zeke is your best player, if every other team loses their best player, hey, Miss Terry Randon, if Zeke, Zeke's our best player, if we lose our best player, then just once again,
hey,
part of the game.
Vox,
what's up?
Vox, if we haven't learned anything from last season, is that depth matters, because Philadelphia Eagles, they lost their best player, they lost their best lineman. They lost their linebacker. They lost everybody, but their depth, they hold it down, So I feel that our weakest position, if you would say, is our depth. We need to have a left tackle. If Tyrone goes out, we can't let some no-name from Atlanta get 6 sacks. We can't let Zeke going out just ruin our season. We have to get a running back. We got multiple wide receivers, right? And I think Dak is best when he can spread the ball. I don't know, but I mean, I might be coming off left field, but nobody's paying attention to that running back, man. I think we need another running back, man. That just might be my opinion, but I don't know, man.
I wish we would stop comparing stuff. I wish we would stop comparing stuff to the Eagles, man. That doesn't really happen. When you lose your best player, it typically doesn't work like that. You know what I'm saying? So can we stop?
You're right. It's not normal where we lose our best player and then we could win the Super Bowl. That's not like the normal. But okay, I'm gonna get past that. But I want to know Isaiah Wynn and Will Hernandez at 19. Are you going with Isaiah Wynn, or are you going with Hernandez? Isaiah Wynn, right?
If they're both available at 19,
right.
Well, looking at my rankings, I got Hernandez. I'll take him in a heartbeat.
Yeah, even though he can't swing over to tackle. Is the New England guy that we bought, is he's holding it down like that?
Well, I don't think Isaiah Wynn plays tackle in the league, but if we need a tackle, then we just plug in Cameron Fleming. When we draft Will Hernandez, Cameron Fleming automatically turns into the swing guy.
Oh, okay, so Wynn can't swing over to tackle.
I mean, he probably can. I mean, I just wouldn't do it. I mean, I just like him so much at guard,
okay.
But that's just me.
Okay. Well, I've been beating the drum on the running back, man. I just wanted to get that point out there, man. But thanks for taking my call.
Yeah, man. If the Cowboys draft the running back top 4 rounds, I'm probably going to scream. Thanks for calling, fam. Appreciate it. Vosh, did you see any tape on Alex Kappa? Yes, I did. Alex Kappa was okay. It was cool. I even watched Senior Bowl practice and game for Alex Kappa. I think Alex Kappa whoops a lot of guys like me. You know what I'm saying? Alex Kappa's, you know, he was whooping doctors and you know, lawyers and dentists and engineers, you know. Got to the Senior Bowl, Alex Kappa had a little, he had some issues. He had some problems. I like Alex though. I'll tell you what I like about Alex. Regardless of the competition, he trying to whoop everybody's ass. I like that. I like that. But besides that, I mean, he cool. What about Brian O'Neill? He worked up Bradley Chubb. Brian O'Neill had a great day at the job then, because Brian O'Neill is a scrub every other day. But that ain't my business. No sir, Bob. No sir, Bob. I'm good. Let's see. Chat box. Demetria Oberlord is the GOAT. Ain't that the truth? Y'all keep praying for me, man. I'm being turtle dude about this. You know what I'm saying? I'm being turtle dude about this. I want Miss Tasha and Miss Terry to call in, so I can hear what y'all talking about. I want y'all to give me y'all thoughts about the Cowboys. You know what, Miss Tasha, Miss Terry, I want y'all to call in and tell me what y'all think about Dez Bryant being released from the Cowboys. Now, granted, nobody else can call in and talk about that. Y'all don't have privileges like that. Y'all call in, y'all talk about offensive linemen. But Miss Tasha and Miss Terry, I want to know what y'all think about Dez Bryant no longer being a Cowboy. I want y'all to call in. Miss Terry, look, you can't be shy and a YouTuber, okay? You don't have to. Let me guide you. You know what I'm saying? Let me just guide you. Call into the show, and we'll just have a discussion. And I'm a great enough host that I can, you know. I got you, Miss Terry. Call into the show. I'll even bump you to the front of the list, Miss Terry, and we'll just go from there. Miss Tasha was shy too. She called in last time, and I, you know, led that thing pretty well. I just want to know what y'all, you know, want to know what y'all got to say. That's all. Just want to hear what y'all got to say. Until then, let's get into this phone call. Kevin Watts say no Austin Corbett. Nope. 760. Who it is?
What up, dog? It's me, Camo Cowboy.
Camo Cowboy, what's happening, fan? What you got for the show?
Chilling, man. I just had a little quick one. I'm listening to you on the beat, so I figured I'd just call in, and then I'll hang up and listen. But I seen Cole Madison getting mocked to the Cowboys in later rounds. Mm-hmm. I know he ain't on your list or anything, but you know anything about him?
He's just a solid player. There's a certain point, and this is what I learned being draft guy, right? Like I wasn't always draft guy. I was always just film guy. I didn't get in the 4th, 5th round players. But since I'm going to draft, I feel like a lot of people are going to tap me on my shoulder and ask me what the hell I think about obscure state player number 1, 3, and 5. And I'm going to have some answer. A lot of these guys are just solid players. You know, it comes down to levels. You know what I'm saying? Madison's okay. He's a solid depth dude, but I don't really see him making change. He won't make the 56. I mean, the 46 or the 53. Rather. You know what I'm saying? So I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't go there. I would probably draft a linebacker in the 4th or something. That's just me.
You think he'll be a priority free agent?
I mean, he'll get drafted. I just feel like once it gets to that point, the talent for offensive line is pretty much gone. You know what I mean? But that's just my opinion.
I think so. And what do you think? This is about our current players. You think Lyle's better than Fleming on the tackle end?
Let me tell you something, man. I saw Lyle line up against Von Miller, Khalil Mack, Ryan Kerrigan, Joey Bosa, and Lamar Houston. He did just fine over there. He did. He was a grown man.
I've seen the same thing. It's just I think the coaches, they like how he could bounce inside, and I just think that they like that versatility. So I don't know if it's going to bite him in the end, but I want to see him at tackle.
I think this team really values trench play, and what I think is going to happen is, we kind of got a guy to play guard, but I think he's just gonna be competing with Looney. I think that was just what's the guy's name? The Martin guy. The Martin guy, right. They got him, he may or may not make the team. You know what I'm saying? I don't see him stepping in, starting at guard if we need him. What I think is we value left guard. You know what I mean? So, we value offensive line in general. So if we draft a left guard, then Fleming becomes your swing guy, opposed to, okay, we're just going to plug in Lael at left and put Fleming at right. Now we got to figure out swing guy. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, who the hell signed somebody that gets cut from the Browns? Come on.
Hey, man.
Nah, he's good though. He's solid. He's big. He's athletic. He's cool.
Mm-hmm.
But
he cool.
Yeah, I don't know. I hope we get that Will Hernandez in the first and just call it a day.
Call it a day and just move on to day 2. Get out of there. What else you got for the show?
So, man, that's all I got right now, man. I'm gonna jump back in the whip. I gotta go catch my little nephew's little league game. So thanks for taking my call, man. Thanks for always showing some love.
Yes, sir.
Talk to you later, dog.
Yes, sir. Camo Cowboy. Salute to you, sir. Salute, 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 salute. Demetria Obelar scouting report. Hard on D. Doesn't allow much penetration. Won't let you hit the gap if you rush. Fair enough. Fair enough, my man. Fair enough. I know Coleon Noir was on the Joe Rogan Experience today. If you know either one of those names, you can understand the excitement. If you don't, no need to explain. Just waiting on that to upload. You know what I'm saying? We got another caller. 1, 2, boom. So that's... It just looks so funny. That's 240. Who this? What's happening?
What up, Vonch? It's Dre from Maryland.
What up, Dre? What you got for the show?
Quick question. Let's just say hypothetically the board is cleared as far as Isaiah Wynn and Will Hernandez. What pick would you go with after that? Would you go D-line? You going linebacker? And another question I have, I know how much we both probably like Malik McDowell. Is he worth a flyer in free agency?
Nah.
You heard that bad?
Yeah, he couldn't pass the physical. You know what I mean? And it's pretty easy to pass. It's not like he had to pass a conditioning test. It's not like he was out of shape. He couldn't pass the physical. So something ain't working on Malik. So I'm steering pretty clear of Malik. And your question was, you say Isaiah Wynn and Hernandez are not on the board?
Yeah, they're gone. Because I know you probably like James Daniels, maybe high second round. You don't like him in the first, right?
If those two guys are not on the board, man, Derwin got to be there somewhere. Roquan probably going to be there somewhere. Vita Vea probably going to be there somewhere. Like, there's no scenario, I think, that 3 guards go before 19 and 5 quarterbacks and the other first-round type of guys. Like, somebody got to fall. You know what I mean? So, somebody should be there.
Because I'm hearing a lot that people are starting to hate Josh Rosen.
Rosen is going to get drafted before 19. He's probably going to be one of those top 10 guys, I don't want to get too much in the media narrative, man, but Rosen going to be fine. This the point in the draft process where you don't really trust what anybody's saying because everybody's trying to get leverage. Everybody's trying to throw some chum in the water. They're trying to smoke screen people, you know what I mean? So I don't really listen to the talk,
Gotcha.
Absolutely.
All right, man. Thanks.
Yes, sir.
Appreciate it.
Mm-hmm. Now, like I said earlier, I want Miss Tasha to call in. I want Miss Amber to call in. I want Miss Terry to call in. I just want to hear from y'all. I talk to men on this show all day. I'm sick and tired of being sick and tired of being sick and damn tired of talking to men on this damn show. I just want to hear what y'all got to say. I'm an equal opportunity employer. I just want to hear y'all opinions too, man. That's all. Let me do that. Hang in there, Adam Hall. Don't go nowhere. 7-Eleven. Cool. We got time. Ladies, call in. We want to hear your draft thoughts. That's what I'm saying. Chat box, tell the ladies to call in. Tell Miss Amber and Miss Tasha and Miss Terry to call in, please. Can we get this done? I don't ask for much. I don't ask for much. Like for example, right? I got Adam Hall on the line. I like Adam Hall, but he's a man. I can only say so much to Adam Hall being a man, and I'm sure he understands. But I just really want to hear what Miss Tasha, Miss Terry, and Miss Amber got to say. Mr. Adam Hall, until the ladies call in, what you got for the show, brother? What's happening, man?
Yeah, and feel free to drop me as soon as they call in.
You know it.
Expect that to happen.
Yes, sir.
But thanks for having me on, as per usual. So I just got a couple things here, probably something 49ers related eventually. But first of all, I see that you got Ragnow down at 8. And I'm just a little curious about, like, I haven't watched too much of him, but when I have seen him, he seems pretty dominant, especially in the pass blocking role. I'm taking a look at some information from PFF, and they have him as the second overall rated offensive lineman in this draft, and he would have been the first overall rated offensive lineman for, like, the last few drafts, is that he's never allowed a sack. And in their entire time watching him over the last 2 or 3 years, especially at center, he's only allowed like 1 or 2 pressures. And so I think that's a pretty important calculus to take into account there when we're thinking about that. I mean, these guys are so high on him. They said that they would feel comfortable taking him in the top 15. And so I'm just curious about like why you have him so low. And when I go back and watch his tape, what should I really be looking for? What should I be thinking about when it comes to knee bend or when it comes to shoulder pad level, head level? All these different kinds of things. You talked a little bit earlier about how it's acceptable to get pushed back a little bit if you were trying to effectively block somebody and keep them out of the quarterback, especially if the guy's really good at moving laterally, the quarterback that is. So what should I really be looking for with Ragnow, and why do you have him under guys like McGlinchey and like Daniels and all these different guys? So I'm just kind of curious about that.
PFF make my ass itch, first of all. They make my neck hurt. They make my brain start to function. You know what I'm saying? In crazy way. So wait a minute. You say they said that Ragnow was the second rated offensive lineman in this class altogether?
Yeah.
Ragnow could get a little stronger. I think when he goes against people stronger than him, he's technical enough to drop his butt, pop his feet, and give ground slowly. You know what I mean? But we don't see him handle strength guys really well. Like, he's not very strong. He's good movement guy. He's good pass block guy. When he's running, I want his head to be on the right side of the defender. Like, if he's run blocking to the right, I want his head on the right to completely cover up my guy. If y'all remember my Isaiah Wynn film session, remember when I told you on the outside zone, Isaiah Wynn had to get on the right side of the guy, then he ripped his arm to further bring himself to the right side? Right? Frank Ragnow just kind of stays square with people. You know what I mean? So if you're going to stay square and the running back, cuts back into that lane or something, then the D lineman could easily just lean over and make that tackle, right? You want to completely cover that guy up. I think Ragnow kind of fails there. He's solid with these quick interior with these quick interior defensive linemen, and that's okay. But if you like, man, like, y'all remember how like BJ Hill was in the Senior Bowl practices? If somebody get their hands inside on Ragnow and they just decide to move him, they can move him. He just does a good job of recovering. But my slogan is, in order to recover, you got to get beat. You know what I mean? And Ragnow being ranked number 8 on my list doesn't mean he's terrible. I don't necessarily think he's bad. It's just that I really like the first 6 guys on my list, and if I had to put him versus McGlinchey, I like what McGlinchey brings to the table over him. You know what I mean? It's not necessarily a knock on him. I just really like what the other guys do, opposed to how he does it. You know what I'm saying? But I like Frank, but he could definitely hit the weight room, get a little stronger, stay low, work on head placement, where to put his hands and head, and to keep his feet moving and things like that. But Frank's cool. I like Frank.
Right on. And so from what I'm kind of gathering from you, it seems like that he would be better fit in a gap scheme where he's just able to take on his block and take on his assignment, get square with the guy, and then just try to move him as well as he can, rather than trying to move in space laterally and recognize where the pressure's coming from and actively engage with that. So am I reading that correctly, or am I off?
I think he'll be fine in either scheme as long as he has the opportunities to have a guard to combo with. You know what I mean? Like that's really when he's at his absolute best, right? Like some people aren't really good at when to come off, when to push guys off, how to, like that, because there's an art to blocking the back half of somebody. You know what I'm saying? Like people think double teams are easy just because it's 2-on-1. But if you're not good at blocking the back half of somebody, then that D lineman can just split that double team easily. We've seen it happen before. They can split that double team easily. And next thing you know, whoever has the ball carrier, they assed out like stripper clothes. You know what I'm saying? So, Ragnow is really good at blocking the back half of people. The problem is I need him to fully cover guys up when he's not comboing. You see what I'm saying?
Right. Yeah, absolutely. Mm-hmm. So this kind of brings me to the question about the 49ers. I mean, as we know, the Rams have gotten like the two of the 3 or 4 best interior defensive linemen in the NFL right now, and poor Jimmy G is going to get his beautiful face messed up. And so, how would you go about if you were the Niners GM and nullifying this combo that we've been presented with? It seems like one of the more difficult interior tandems that anyone's ever had to deal with. And is there somebody you would target in the second or third round that could help with this? Because I have a sneaking suspicion Nelson's not going to be there at 9.
No, Nelson's not going to be there. And that's the strange thing about Niners and needing interior offensive linemen. Like, Nelson probably is going to be gone before 9, but Wynn and Hernandez are going to be gone before, 39 is the pick? 38, 41? Like, those guys are
50-something. 50-something they traded there. Yeah, I think that second-round pick went to the Patriots for Jimmy G.
Oh, that's even worse. Right. That's even worse. So, yeah, man, I'm not a big simulate trade back type of guy. You know what I'm saying? Because trade backs really don't happen. Teams trade up. Nobody really trades back. You know what I mean? That's like you picking up the phone and you saying, "Hey man, I don't like where I'm at. I don't like the guys that are on the board right now. Will you give me a multiple of your picks so you can pick from this group of guys that I don't want, so I can pick from a group of guys that I do like?" That just sounds unrealistic. You know what I'm saying? So Tasha say you don't want to talk to me about Dez. Well, she seems a bit angry. I would love to hear your anger about Dez Brown, but if you choose to, whatever. But yeah, man. So the Niners are in a tough position. So if they can bait one of these teams to come up and get a quarterback with the 9 spot, that'll help. That'll help to get in better position or whatever. I think the best players in this draft are between like 12 and 62. You know what I mean? But to get to guard, you need to pretty much get out of 9. It's either get a guy like Denzel, Tremaine, Roquan, Vea, get one of, well, not Vea because y'all got D lineman, but Landry, you know what I'm saying? Like, get one of those guys or trade back to get one of the other level position guys.
Right. That's why I bring Ragnow up, is I think that he'll be available at that mid-50 spot, and I feel really comfortable jumping in there because because our Richburg guy that we just got in free agency, he's prone to injury, and he's exceptional when he's not injured, but we have 2 years straight now where he's been playing limpy, and that's problematic. So I feel like Ragnow could jump in there, and he has a good amount of experience at guard as well, and supposedly has done very well in that condition. So that's something that I was wanting to be able to get some input on. And do you really feel comfortable with them going Tremaine Edmonds? I mean, I don't want to get too far away from offensive line talk, but like that's what I've been dreading, is that they're going to freak out because of Foster, and then all of a sudden they get Tremaine Edmonds, who I'm not entirely certain has the instincts to play, and I'm worried. Do you think that that's actually a legitimate possibility?
If you're gonna get Tremaine Edmonds, you gotta love him. If you're gonna get Roquan Smith, you can't be worried about his size. I think Denzel Ward's a safe pick. Denzel may or may not be there. So y'all in a strange spot. You know what? If C.J. Beathard didn't get hurt, y'all could just draft Saquon Barkley, and this wouldn't be a conversation. You know what I'm saying?
Yep, pretty much.
But hey, that's the world turns, man. The world turns. That's all you got for the show, Adam?
I think so, man. I appreciate that, and I'll be looking into all that. And And go Niners. Talk to you later.
Yes, sir. Salute. Man, speaking of Adam, he got off the phone. I'm actually about to go do a Niners podcast, Niners Radio, 49ers Radio. He hit me up, said he wanted me on the show. This is the time I really go on a lot of these podcasts, get this last minute work in before it's over. I got a couple more days of the day job, and after that, I'm going my ass to Dallas so I can chill, man. Let's take a quick break, man. The phone lines are gonna remain open. Go ahead and get that last little wave in so we can move on and get this thing done. And, yeah, just hit me up in the chat box. You know, just see what y'all want to do. It's Vach Lombardi. I'll be right back. Draft simulators give you unrealistic results like this. Vach Lombardi uses the Fan Drafted app. I can come on here and I can build my own mock drafts. We go Josh Rosen, number 1, and we go Quenton Nelson, number 2. I can build my own big board with Quenton Nelson on the top of it because I feel like he's the best player in this draft. Sue me. I can do player rankings. I can move guys all up and down this thing if I want to. But the most fun that I have is using the live draft where I only use one team. We get the Giants and we're going to go 4 rounds and let's see. So we got Josh Rosen with the number 1 overall pick. I'm the New York Giants. Say I want to mix things up and take Minkah Fitzpatrick, number 2. And then we move on with the rest of the draft. Say in the second round, I want Will Hernandez to save the New York Giants. Boom, boom, boom. Like that. I can have hours of fun doing this just on my phone and not getting fired at my day job. It's the Fan Drafted app, man. It's available on the Google Play Store. Type it in just like that. Fan Drafted. And I'm Vach Lombardi, man. Salute. You Illuminati is taking money away from your favorite content creators, and people often ask the best way to support the channel directly. I tell them that's subscribing to my Patreon. Just $1 a month would increase production and the frequency of uploads. Basically, that means more content for you. For less than a bag of almond M&Ms, you can support the channel, call dibs on requests for future videos, and you can have access to Patreon exclusive material like my throwback film sessions. That's patreon.com/Vach Lombardi. I appreciate the support. Doski Woski. Salute. All right. So look, like I said, man, it's 7:25. So y'all got 5 minutes to drop one more call in this thing before we call it the evening, before we wrap this thing up. I got 2 more podcasts to do. And I guess I'll look in the chat box for 5 minutes, you know. And if something pops up, we'll get into it. If not, I'll let you. Doski Woski. Let's see. Locked On Niners podcast. Boom, boom, boom. Who's the guy then? Hey, really, let me put this in front like that. There we go. Packers draft people are annoying too. Packers fans can get kind of annoying, but you know it is what it is. Whatever. Vach need to go on the Packers podcast because dude. Okay, I'm actually going on a Packers podcast. Also, I'm doing that at 9:30. Doing Niners at 8:00, Packers at 9:30. So, doing all that, fam. How many diamonds can Vach get on Tango? I don't even know what that means, fam. What is Tango? Is Tango an app? Talking about the dance. How you get diamonds from Tango? Tell me how that works. What tackle can be a good guard for the Cowboys? How about we just get a guard that's a good guard for the Cowboys? We get Hernandez that's a good guard for the Cowboys. You know what I'm saying? How about that? How about that? You say which podcast? The Packers podcast with Ross and Jacob. Keep forgetting the name of it. I'll tell y'all in a minute. Let me go on my Twitter machine. Till then, let me see who's on the phones real quick. Line blowing up. 214. Who this?
Yo ho ho.
This ain't Tasha, Terry, or Amber. Who is this?
Bro, this is Dylan. So I got a question. Sorry, I'm not Tasha.
You're not Tasha. You're not Terry. You're also not Amber. But go ahead, fam. I'll listen to you. What's happening, brother?
All right, my man. Billy Price.
Uh-huh.
I had him ahead of James Daniels
Mm-hmm.
coming into the draft process February-ish, and I just want to know, what you see between the two.
Daniel's technique is a lot better across the board.
Billy got the strength, though.
Billy is strong, but like I said, sometimes his shoulder pads can't get over his knees, and that gives him balance issues. I also think his base could be a little better. And when he engages with people, he kind of gets straight-legged. He gets the job done, but it's not perfect. James Daniels' technique is perfect across the board. He may not be the strongest. He may not move somebody 7 yards once he gets there, but he always gets there. He's definitely hat guy. He's great with his movement. He's great with his hands. He's great with his feet. He's just not a super powerful dude, but he's very consistent. He's a lot more consistent than Billy.
Okay. Do you think Billy's pec injury is gonna move him down boards a bit, or is it short term?
I mean, it depends on when he's healthy. I mean, if he's healthy for a training camp, I mean, he probably won't lose too much steam. People will probably just refer to the tape and just go from there. But if not, like if he's out till October, like I think because pectoral injuries, take a little longer than that. Like I said, if he's out till October, then he's definitely going to lose a little draft stock. He may fall to the late second, early third, something like that. Just unfortunate. That's just what happens. That's it?
Okay. Yeah. You got anything for me?
Nope. All right, fam. Thanks for calling, bro. I appreciate you for real.
Keep it real, my man. Dusty Wilson.
Yes, sir. Peasky Whiskey. Salute. Who knows better than I? Let's get back. I said I was gonna go on Twitter and find the name of this damn podcast, but I just totally lost all focus on that. Call in. The number is 515-739-1285. Access code 309-104. PackersTalk.com. War Room Radio, something like that, I believe. Cheesehead TV. Those guys. That's the Packers thing, the Packers podcast I'm doing tonight. With Ross and Jacob. Those are my guys. Those are my guys. So take a look at that. How many of these guys going round one? Sheesh. Let me take a look, see. Whew. Quenton. Willie Earl probably going to go round one. Isaiah Wynn probably going to go round one. James Daniels probably go round one, fam. Connor might not go. So, they might take McGlinchey over Connor. That's 5. I think 5 guys go round one. Yeah. I think that's solid. 5 guys go round one. Won't hear till next week. They take all day to upload. I think it'll be up by tonight. It's gonna be one of them ones or whatever. I don't think it's gonna take too long because I actually did I did their show last year, and I don't think it did take like a week to upload last. You right? The hell they be doing with my footage, man? Hell going on with them? Connor Williams is a starter at left tackle. Vostradamus, Cleo Lombardi. We'll see. We'll see. All right, I think that's all. Vosh, you should have told Adam that Jerry Rice couldn't catch one pass on Cheeto Awuzie. With that being said, y'all be sure to follow me on Twitter, man. Voch Lombardi, VOCHLOMBARDI. Put a little ass whoop on the like button, if you will. If you dislike this for whatever reason, you can do that too. Follow me on Twitter, Voch Lombardi, VOCHLOM. Did I tell you to do that already? I told you to do that already. My bad. Yeah, hit the sub button. Don't forget about the Patreon. It's more important than food and water. And hey, man, join the Facebook group if you want to. Lombardi's Draft Talk. If you want to. But anyway, y'all hold it down for the Doski Woski and the Peasky Whiskey. It's been fun. Feels good to talk offensive lineman. That's my area of expertise. So salute to all y'all that tuned in and listened to me. All right, I'll let y'all.